Today's video is on the multiple bounce drum roll, or the classic drum roll that everyone thinks about. If you've seen my other videos, you know that I have a pretty strong opinion on how things ought to be technique-wise. You're either doing it right or you're doing it wrong. Well, the multiple bounce roll has a correct technique, don't get me wrong, that you should know. However, the thing about the drum roll is that it's more of the feeling than the technique. Once you get the feeling, if it sounds like a drum roll, it's a drum roll. The only way to judge whether it's good or not is if it sounds good. You can do pretty much anything you want and you can still get a drum roll as long as you've mastered the basics. Once you get the feeling, it doesn't really matter what you do. Got it. It's like riding a bike, can't screw it up. You get in your normal concert German grip, matched in this case. The important factors, how hard you squeeze and how quickly you move your wrists. So it's kind of like driving a stick shift car. If you're in the wrong gear or you're not revving the engine to the right RPM, you're not going to be able to go very well. You have to line up the speed that you're traveling with the amount of gas you're giving the car and the gear that you're in, right? So same thing with the drums, you got to line up the amount of squeeze you're putting on it with the speed of your wrist motion, and then we can get a coherent roll out of it. So if you squeeze too hard, you don't get enough bounces. If you don't squeeze hard enough, the bounces are sloppy. If you move your wrists too slowly, you don't get a nice roll. If you move your wrists too quickly, you choke off all your bounce. So you got to line up the right speed and the right bounce. It's kind of different for everyone, every pair of sticks, every drum head. You got to fine tune your approach. So it's mostly about listening and hearing if you're doing a good roll or not. So the only thing to do is sit down and try it.